Now at 6 o'clock, a man shot and killed and left on a busy street. What neighbors are saying today about concerns keeping their families safe.
The Colts win an ugly one over Miami, 16-10 for back-to-back wins. How did they get it done in this one? It's coming up for you on 13 Sports.
And take a look, clear skies, temperatures in the 70s. Check the calendar because it does not feel like October. Will that be changing? And will we see even more sunshine? Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Good evening. At 6 o'clock, I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan in tonight for Jenny Ranovich. And we start tonight with more violence on the streets of downtown Indianapolis. Metro Police are now investigating a deadly shooting on the Near East Side. A man was shot and killed Saturday night, and his body then left near a busy road. Our Karen Campbell today went back to the scene, where officers now are looking for clues.
This area near 21st and Drexel is full of Hoosiers, from young children to seniors, many of whom were greeted by IMPD investigators who were canvassing this area, looking for answers to find out who shot and killed a man here last night.
I heard like 6 shots or so, and a couple seconds later I heard like 3 more go off. But I just thought somebody was just shooting their gun up in there, you know.
AJ says gunfire often disrupts quiet nights on the Near East Side where he lives. Saturday night was no different. When Metro Police arrived at 21st and Drexel around 9:30, they found a man who had been shot. That man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police arrived shortly after an Amazon driver who was finishing a delivery noticed the body in the street.
Yeah, I don't know the people, but it impacted me last night when I seen it. It just broke my heart, you know. I just felt bad, was crying, because I know the family. I know how they feel, I really do.
A father who did not want to be identified tells 13 News the area was undergoing positive changes with the addition of a daycare, event center, and more.
Seeing that in this neighborhood, that's like, make me think about like I gotta worry about my kids more.
He does what he can to keep his kids safe.
I know they're going to see it eventually when they get up, but I don't want them to see it now because they're kids. I just want them to stay being kids and just see the positive things that like been going on.
And IMPD is encouraging anyone who may have any information that can help them in their investigation to call Crime Stoppers, 317-262-TIPS. In Indianapolis, Karen Campbell, 13 News.
Karen, thank you. Metro Police now tell us they continue to search for suspects in this case. And again, as you heard mentioned there, if you have any information, please call police and/or Crime Stoppers. Also tonight, we're learning more about another deadly shooting on the Near East Side. Metro Police were called to a home on Oxford Street near Washington and Rural around 10:30 last night. Officers say when they arrived, they found a man with gunshot wounds in critical condition. He went to the hospital, and that's where he later died. Police believe the shooting followed a dispute inside the home there. It's 6:03 on this Sunday night. The sun is getting ready to set on what has really been a spectacular and beautiful weekend here in Indianapolis. And we have some really good news. If you like the weather the last few days, you're going to be very happy with Rob's work week forecast. And Rob Ellis joins us now. Boy, if yesterday and today, A+, A+. May I have another?
I almost feel like a salesman where I should be like, but wait, there's more. Because,
Yes.
I mean, that's really
Sold.
the forecast. If we were in the growing season, I'd be a little concerned about how dry it's getting. But because the growing season has, for the most part, ended, I think we're going to be okay, although drought is starting to creep up a little bit. So we enjoy the nice weather.
Yes.
Have to keep in mind that things are a bit dry. Let's go ahead and talk about temperatures, because really that's the only game in town, because I don't have any rain in the forecast, at least in the short term. 71 is where we're sitting currently. We're at 76 for Lafayette. Some locations were able to really warm up pretty quickly. Now that we're going to be seeing the temperatures drop because we do have clear skies. Clear skies mean that we warm up very quickly, but as you know, we also cool down very quickly. Once the sun sets, the air is dry. There's not a whole lot to keep our temperatures from cooling down. So we'll do 60s, then into the 50s. I think we'll end up into the 40s. I don't know that we'll see much in the way of any 30s for tonight. Wouldn't rule it out completely, but let's call it mid-40s for most of you. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, back into the 70s with maybe some 80s. I'll be back in a bit to talk about if we do make it to the 80s in our 7-day coming up.
Rob, thank you so much. Looking ahead now to the Delphi murders trial, where testimony will resume tomorrow morning. Richard Allen is the suspect in the case, and he is charged in the murders of these two teens, Abby Williams and Libby German. The crime more than 7 years ago. Friday, the trial got underway, opening statements and prosecutors starting to call their first witnesses. Yesterday, the trial continued, and the former Delphi police chief took the stand. He helped jurors understand the terrain where the two girls' bodies were found. People who helped with the search and rescue the night that they went disappearing and went missing also testified yesterday. So we are tracking everything that happens in court while it's in session Monday through Saturday online for you at WTHR.com. And then every weeknight, we have more. We break down the testimony and evidence in our Delphi Debrief. You can watch that on our streaming WTHR Plus at 10 o'clock nightly, Monday through Friday. It's available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire Stick. And in another trial here in central Indiana, opening statements are now set for tomorrow morning. In this case, where a man is accused of shooting and killing several of his family members. Raymond Childs III is now facing 6 counts of murder. Police say it was January of 2021 that he shot everyone inside a home on the east side. That includes his parents, his 13-year-old sister, his 18-year-old brother, his brother's girlfriend, and her unborn son. Childs is facing life in prison without parole if convicted.